Hello everyone and welcome to my podcast. You're listening to Seraphina Speaks Little Girl Big Questions, the show that delivers you my take on topics that are important. I'm your host, Seraphina Marlena Durban. Let's go right ahead to the show. Hello there and welcome to another episode of my podcast. I was going to bring you an episode about cake, but something much more important is on my mind. I'm a bit of a reluctant reader. I'm getting my confidence up, but it's hard because my brothers both read like they're grown-ups. I love books. We're a bookworm family, and I really like books. I hope soon my reading clicks. One of the reasons why I like being read to and reading is because books help me see a different world. For instance, Mummy drove us all the way up to the Hebrides in Scotland and we packed a giant box of books to read on the journey, also while we were away. We don't use screens in our car, which was a bit of a pity, I won't lie. My favourite book that I kept asking Mummy to read, which was called Zen Shorts. It's a lovely book, I highly recommend it. Here's the thing, listeners. I don't know why more of my books that aren't about kids that are different to me. It took Mummy a really long time to find this one book about triplets. I know we're pretty rare, but still. And then she found a couple of books about kids with special needs. But you know what? When Mummy takes me to bookshops, I pick up lots of books. But I don't see hardly any that have anyone that isn't white in them. Why is that? I don't believe it's because there's more white children. I'm pretty sure that's rubbish. What is it then? I really want to know where the children of colour are in children's books. What about you? Do you have books that aren't all about people like you? If I don't get answers to this, what type of grown-up will I become if I only read stories about white kids like me? I'm being serious here. Now you might be thinking, why's a 7-year-old like me asking this stuff? Our listeners, that's easy. We have a school table and lots of little school chairs in our kitchen, and we all sit and talk about big things. Mummy shows us videos, and we talk about things like the weather, what's happening in the world, and what we want to eat. We play games and cards too. Oh, and we eat our meals at the table too. We talk about what life's like for other people, and this is a really big conversation. By the way, 2 of my big sisters are studying sociology and they're always talking about things, so I hear a lot of conversations about being girls and being boys, and the colour of our skin, and what it means to be human. I'm not really sure that every family does this, but I'm not in the house, so how would I know? It seems to me, listeners, that not talking about race can mean like it's the secret thing, which is silly, because we need to talk about differences, don't we? One of my favourite stories before I forget, which is on an audiobook, and I listen to it in bed. My brothers love it too. It's called Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, and I'll put info on it in the show notes. It's all about girls that grow into women doing big things in the world. What I really love, what's unusual about this audiobook is that it's not all about white girls. It's not surprising that my brothers and I listen to it pretty well every night. What do you listen to? What do you read? And do you have conversations at home about different human beings and how we all live? I hope so, because I want a fair world. Anyway, listeners, that's it for today. Don't forget, if you like this podcast, subscribe and tell your friends about Seraphina Speaks. See you next time, everyone. Stay safe. Bye. Wow, I hope you enjoyed the show, everybody. If you like what you hear, click the subscribe button. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to check the show notes. Leave me a review wherever you listen to your podcasts, because then more people can find my podcast.